Hey everyone, Overfletch here, and welcome back to the second Melee only Ironman video. If you're new around here, I'd recommend starting from the other progress video, but if you don't want to, let me explain the rules to this account. The only rules in this account are to keep my ranged and magic stats to level 1 throughout the entire series. I've also been getting a ton of questions about different gear unlocks and limitations that come from playing this account, but instead of discussing all of this within one video, I'd rather just talk about little different points when they're relevant to the video, or to the series. So, for today, we're going to be doing a lot of questing since it's really good to do early on. So let me go over some of the major quests that I'm unable to do due to my limitations. Surprisingly enough, I can complete a lot of quests in this account, even without training my magic and range stats. Unfortunately, there's some pretty big quests I sadly can't do, as they either require those stats within the quest, or they offer experience that would then ruin my account. At the time of making this video, I'm able to get around 170 quest points. I'm sure this will increase as Old School decides to add more quests. Two of the quests that will slow down my training in the early game are Cabin Fever and Monkey Madness, as I'm sadly unable to complete these quests as they have different requirements on screen, which means no Black Mask and no Dragon Scimitar. Also, of course, this means no Monkey Madness 2, so I'm unable to get Zenites. Two more quests I'm unable to complete are Recipe for Disaster for Barrow's Gloves and King's Ransom for Piety. I am able to complete RFD subquests up to the Black Gloves, which will actually be my best in slot for the entire game unless something changes, but King's Ransom is out of the question entirely, which inhibits my account from unlocking Piety and Chivalry, which means I am stuck with ultimate strength and incredible reflexes forever. Lastly, here are a few quests I can't complete that lock some decent items, but nothing too severe. Underground Pass locks Zulrah, which means no Serp Helm and also no Crystal Shield or anything within the Elven Lands. Sorry, Turtletail. Family Crest is locked, which means no Cooking Gauntlets. Fairy Tale Part 2 is unstartable, so I can't get the Fairy Rings. Throne of Miscellanea means no Kingdom. And finally, no Hero's Quest, which means no Dragon Battle Axe. Now, there's a ton of other quests I can't complete, and some other major ones, but these are just the ones that I thought I'd probably get questions about. If you have any other related questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. But with that all out of the way, let's actually get into some clips and start some questing. The first part of this video is just going to be me showing a little montage of some of the early level questing I've done to this point. And none of these quests really pose any problems for me so far. They're all pretty easy, and most of the quests I'm doing right now are just very quick and reward me of multiple quest points. In the future, I need to get up to 150 quest points in order to get 3 Slayer blocks, which would be the most I can get with this account. Also, for now, I'm trying to prioritize quests to just give early XP, especially Herblord, in order for me to skip having to train those early parts of those levels. Since I went ahead and completed Quiet Corinne, I'm going to go ahead and knock out 100 Piscarilius favor right here, since it's really fast when you use the favor certificate anyways, so let's go do that. And here we go, turning in these worms will finish off my first house's favor. Let's go lock it in. So some of you guys know what time it is. That's right, it is Wintertodt time. Time to go grind all that Wintertodt, because you know every Ironman has to essentially do it. So we're gonna get right into it, finish up the grind, and then move on. So I was planning on recording Wintertodt, but then I decided just not to. I don't actually enjoy Wintertodt. I don't enjoy showing Wintertodt clips. I think it's stupidly overdone on YouTube. So if you wanted to see it, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is not the series for that. But I'm just gonna show you what I got from 90 Wintertodt, or just whatever. Just the items, kind of uniques, I guess. So this isn't a unique, but I got about 300k cash. I had a little bit extra in my bank, so I don't know how much was 100% only from the thought. And I also got a few sets of Pyromancer and a Tome of Fire that I cannot use since 50 magic, so it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, that's the only Wintertodt clips I ever want to show in this account, except if I ever one day do 99, which that won't be for a very long time until I get maybe go for max cape, minus the range of magic, of course. But since we're done with that, I can train my combats, so that means I'm going to teach you guys a little something about this account that is very vital for me to do a lot of combat. Before I head off and do some combat, let me show you my beastly setup right now. Oh yeah, you know it, black plate body from last video, fancy boots, chronicle, Ironman armor, and then the beautiful adamant longsword right now. This is not your average gear. This is the perfect gear. And with this, we're going to take on a few kind of scary quests if we weren't doing something called flinching in these quests. After my questing montage, I needed to complete 2 quests in order to gain a lot of easy early level experience, the fight arena and a holy grail. The problem is the bosses in these quests are way too strong for me to tank with only a black plate body. Thankfully, both quests have some form of safe spots that can instead flinch the mobs. I'll be using this in the lot in the not too far future to go for a special little cape. But in case anyone doesn't understand how flinching a mob works, the basic version for most creatures is to be 1 square away, attack and then move back in 1 tick from each other, and then you have to wait for the creature's HP bar to move. If you do not, when you go back to attack, it'll hit you the same tick that you hit it, so you have to wait for the HP bar to disappear. Oh my god, guys, look at that Chad.
Can you spare some arrows? I forgot mine. Well, I need bolts.
To not leave you guys on the cliffhanger, I did not have any bolts that I could lend to him, or arrows, so he was arrow and boltless. I am very sorry for that. Now with the slaying of that dog, we get from 35 up to 39 attack right here. One more quest and I'm about to get myself a nice new unlock. And with this completion of Depth Plateau, I unlock myself 40 attack, which means a brand new weapon. Say goodbye to the Advent Longsword for now. We can go for the Runite Sword. So my upgrade is going to be up here upstairs in the Champions Guild. We come up here, we talk to my dude, I think Scavo, and he sells the Rune Sword. This is going to be my best in slot for a little bit, but I will be upgrading it pretty soon. But it's a lot better than the Adamant Longsword, and it just looks so much better. We finally have some rune armor on this account. And like I said earlier about the Black Knight Titan, you're able to flinch him however fast your weapon is, essentially because his attack speed is so slow. You're basically free to do whatever as long as you don't stay in melee distance. And this is actually a really easy boss fight. It just took me a little bit of time. This quest is really nice for defense and prayer XP. I'm going to go from 20 prayer to 31, and then from 25 to 35 defense. And with this out of the way, we only need to do a few more prayer related things to unlock a major unlock. Here's the start of my little grind to end off this video, the road to 43 prayer and unlocking all the overheads. These will be very useful in the next few videos. I'm about to take on some annoying bosses, other things are just, I'm going to need overheads. To unlock these, I'm going to have to do probably 300 big bones. I could do like baby dragon or dragon bones, but my stats right now with melee, no thank you. So I'm going to be grinding out here. It's actually my Slayer task, so I'll get back to you guys whenever I'm done. Here's a little update on the grind. I just got myself 36 prayer. I'm going to grind out the rest of the bones right here, and then we'll go and knock out 43 prayer in one go. And here we go, here's my final update of my Hill Giant mini grind. I should have enough bones to complete my prayer goal as long as I don't get PK'd too much. Hopefully the PK'ers are nice to me today. This is my method on how to use the Woolly Altar without using any magic or using the Burning Amulet. All you need for this beautiful method is the Steel Axe and your bones. You can bring food if you really want, but I just like the suicide method. So what you do is you're going to probably use, for now, if you're like me, you're probably a little newbie, you're going to be using the lumber to respawn. Way later on you can use Edgeville, but I don't have 5 mil just lying around. So we run from here. Over to the canoe station. And we chop down that canoe and we send it over to the wilderness. Make sure you're making a waka or you're not going to the wilderness. Also, by the way, this method requires like 58 wood cutting if you wanted to try it. So make sure you have that also. And just like that, we're heading off to the wilderness. This will put you pretty much at black chins, so you need to be careful. It's a actually a pretty active place. So it can be pretty spooky. Now we run straight west till we get over to the Chaos Altar. Here we are, the beautiful Chaos Altar. Now you gotta be careful because there's a lot of spade PKers up here. They can smell your steel axe and they want it. So what you do is you come in here, you make sure you shut the door behind you. You run over there and you use your big bones. Also, if you use Runelight plugins, You can have a setting where you can use your bones. I like to do this right here. I watch out for dots and I just click hover over the logout. And as long as you don't die, this is how you do it. And with a few trips, I am pretty much done with this prayer grind, but you might see on 42 prayer. I am done. I had to do some quests though. I only got PK'd I think twice, and I lost like a total of 10 big bones, so today was a massive success. I somehow forgot to grab these when I was doing this quest. I did Death Plateau, pretty sure I showed it, and I somehow forgot to grab the climbing boots, so I just did a small little grind without them. It's only, what is it, 2 melee strength. Not that big of a deal. So I'm finishing up one of the prayer quests I'm going to do. And I just wanted to go ahead and quickly show this just because I didn't really see anybody doing melee, of course, this quest. Most people I see doing this quest is probably magic or range. Of course you can safe spot against these corpses, but it's dead anyways. And we're coming into another quest. This is the first of 2 prayer quests I'll be doing to go ahead and get 43 prayer. We're now 1998 XP away from Protect from Melee, and we're going to be doing one quest, which is actually the Ghost Ahoy quest. We're going to go grind that out real quick, and then we will unlock the beautiful Protect from Melee. And just like that, we're about to grab something beautiful for me. Ectophile, of course, that's also really nice. 43 prayer though, I'm pretty happy about that. I can now use Protect from Melee.